Welcome to It's Lit Book Reviews. You are tuning in for the Wheel of Tom.
Welcome back to It's Lit Book Reviews, the podcast where we discuss all things books. And we are here for yet another Wheel of Tom, featuring our special guest, our recurring guest, which we very much enjoy and appreciate, Tom Orange. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm wonderful. Very happy to be here, back talking about the greatest fantasy series of all time.
I love it, dude. I'm happy to be here too. And we are at the halfway point of the Wheel of Time. On book 7, A Crown of Swords, Robert Jordan, you know it. This one came out in 96 when I was
good year.
1, which is crazy. Is that your birth year?
It's my birth year.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Wow. Great
Is that
year
your
for
birth
everybody.
year, Tom, and the last 4 years social?
No, I'm a 95 baby as well, so just missed out. Just barely.
I'm just young in
95.
here.
Yeah, 95.
So yeah, book 7. So this one came out in 96. It's got a 4.07 out of 5 stars on Goodreads with 186,000 ratings. So I'll say it again. Here we are, halfway point. This is where some say that the slog begins. We'll get into that, discuss it.
I'm pretty
Let's
sure
just-
this is the last of the few that like are above 4. And aren't the next 3 like
I thought there was only one that was below 4. I could be wrong though.
If I had to guess, Crossroads of Twilight is the least
Is
rated
that
one.
11?
No, that's
10.
10.
Have that.
10.
'Cause I remember when we looked, it was why are these not in order? Yeah. 8 is 3.93.
Wow.
9
okay.
is 3.97. 10 is 3.77. Yeah, Crossroads of Twilight.
Yeah, I figured it would be.
But then 11's 4.2.
Picks right back up. So this is
Then 4.4.
as far as the masses are considered, we are entering the valley,
we are.
as they say. So we'll start with just non-spoiler, quickly go through our ratings and kind of non-spoiler thoughts. Starting with you, Sir Andrew. What did you end up rating this? So you just finished this today. I finished this. I read this last year, at the end of last year, like a month ago. Tom, it's been what?
Let's see. I finished this one 11/9/2021.
Let's go, dude.
And I
Reaching.
gave it was a 4-star for me at the time.
Okay. So it's most fresh for you, Andrew. What did you give it? What are your initial thoughts after finishing it today?
So I do have to clarify because, Tom, just for your, I mean, not that this is even going to stay consistent. Jesse and I have talked about trying to actually be real, gazoon tight, with our ratings. Because, dude, I mean, should I go back and it's like looking at stuff that I rated 5-star and it's like, that was a good book, but that wasn't even close to 5. Like on Goodreads, at least, I'm rating it 5, but really it's just, anyway, maybe an in-betweener. So I rated it a 4 on Goodreads, but on Fable, I rated it a 3.5, actually. So I'm trying to get myself into a lane where that's like not a bad score, like I'm trying to preface this. Normally that would be a bad score for me, but I did like
trying
this
to
book.
realign it. Trying to realign your rankings a little.
I'm trying to make it make more sense because Jesse and I talk about this. Like The Devils, I hated. I thought it was a terrible book, and I gave it. I think I maybe even gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. Like it's really hard for me to rate stuff lower. But anyway, 3.5. I really did like this book. I thought it was too long. I know it's shorter than Lord of Chaos, but just like in Robert Jordan fashion, the final third of this book was so good. So it's just like he just makes you forget about all the times when it's like, why is this plot line taking so long? So it was good. I still, because of the final third, especially, it was really good. There's some really cool moments in this that I'm sure we'll talk about, but overall, it's definitely not like in the top 3 of my favorites, if that makes sense. There are some moments though that, like, if we started ranking actual moments, there's some moments that are at least pretty close. So that's what's the weird thing about this series, man. I feel like overall, it's just an okay of the books. It's definitely not my least favorite though. But anyway.
Yeah. So for me, I did give it 4 stars, and I believe on Fable, I just kept it right at 4.0. I didn't deviate from it at all. So I did still really enjoy this, but I feel like for me, I was so hyped up after the end of Lord of Chaos. I went straight in this book and read it in, I think, 4 days.
You were
So I just kind of ripped through
That's
it.
insane.
Yeah, and I was but there was so much momentum for me that stuff that may have been less entertaining in the beginning and maybe in the middle, I was just zooming through because I was still feeling so much from the previous book's ending. Um, so I still enjoy this. It definitely, I agree, not top 3. It's not one of the best. The ending I thought was really good, but really abrupt, which we'll get into. Um, but I enjoyed it, and again, I think me just flying through it, and I said right before we started that this book has already, like, just kind of melded together with book 6, that nothing really stands apart other than the ending, because again, for me, everything was feeling like, and it's written this way on purpose as well, a lot of it is just the aftermath of book 6. Like, a lot of the beginning of the book, you go back in time a little bit before the ending of book 6, at the beginning of book 7, so, again, I was high off book 6, I enjoyed it, it's not one of the best, but by no means was I, like, frustrated at any point, so it was a 4-star book, and yeah, the ending was great. You know, I was feeling just not exactly the same at the end, but almost just as ready to continue as I was at the end of book 6.
Really? See, I didn't like the ending.
Mm,
It didn't even make sense to me. Like there's so many things that were, I don't know. I'm sure we'll get into it. But
yeah, for sure.
Tom, I told Jesse this before. So like I read the first 150 pages, then I went to Ireland for almost 2 weeks. And so I
Mm,
read a little bit when I was there, but like maybe a cumulative like 3 chapters, like
sure.
on the plane and stuff. So then when I came back is when I read a majority of it. And it was the middle portion that took so long for me. And I got to a point where I was like, if I wasn't doing this for a podcast, I don't know if I would finish it. And what's crazy is I like said something like that to Jesse. And then the next chapter, like everything started happening and it was
Yeah.
just like, all right, like classic. I'm like, dude, I can't wait for this to, are we ever
Yeah.
going to find the bowl? Which I don't even think that's like a spoiler at this point, but it's like, and then all of a sudden stuff happens and it's like, okay, like
Yeah.
I doubted you, Jordan. And then you did come through, but I do think that this could be a book if people aren't as like locked, like absolutely locked in. Like this one was tough for me until again, it's like around because mine was I had the Kindle version. It was like 850 pages or so. It was like honestly until like 550. Like right around 5 to like right in between 5 and 6 was when
Mhm.
I was like, all right, like I'm in. Like and then I
Yeah.
ripped through the last of it. But anyway.
Yeah, so, I mean, to say anything without spoiling it, for me, I'm just kind of ready to continue through the series. I know from what I've heard that, people say the slog is coming up, but for me, doing it the way I'm doing it, where I just rip through these books, it kinda, you know, anything that I did see as something that wasn't a strength in the book just didn't matter that much because I was just, again, something about Lord of Chaos locked me in so hard to this series in a way that, like, that I wasn't so much before. Like, I thought I was locked in, but
Right.
something about Lord of Chaos just did it for me.
The end was
So
good.
anything that was wrong with book 7 just didn't really bother me at all, to be honest.
Yep.
Still gave it 4 stars because I feel like it's definitely not, a perfect book, but Tom, from what you can recollect, non-spoiler, what were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so I was looking at my rankings, which obviously I did, in a similar time frame, and I actually have this one up higher than I thought I did.
Okay.
Looking back at this ranking, and one of the fun things is when I look at my rankings, and this makes you'll relate to this is that like a lot of this starts to meld together into like one giant book, and so like in my ranking, there's one, two, three, four, there's like 6 Wheel of Time books, all just kind of like in a block together. And
Yeah.
so like I totally feel that. I think because of how I like to like the way books affect me, like I always say I'm a moments reader. So
Mhm.
like when all of those things between character and plot like come together and those big moments happen, I think this book has a couple moments that I just like had basically been begging for the entire time I
Yeah.
had been reading the series, that when they finally happen, they just
Dude,
like
yes.
stick out so much that I think that's why I probably have it a little bit higher in my ranking than maybe some other
Yeah.
people would. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. And I do know that some people will say this is the start of the slog. Obviously, I don't think like I'm a big component of like the slog is way overblown. People act like it's this
Right.
crazy thing. I think it's very overblown, especially if because the way where you guys get to read it and I got to read it is you just can go right to the next book. You're not waiting 2 years for,
Right.
for the next book. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that. And so like I'm a pretty firm believer that this is definitely not a part of it, and that if you're going to talk about the slog, the next couple books, even the next one, which was Path of Daggers, I'm still kind of like on the fence on. Then the book, 2 books after that, I'm like, okay, I can see why people are lower on those ones for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you remember, again, without spoiling it necessarily, just before we move on to spoilers, do you remember what you felt about the end? Because I thought I didn't have a problem with it. Andrew just said he didn't love it. Do you remember what you thought?
No, I don't remember in the moment what I thought, honestly. It's
Yeah,
been too
fair
long
enough.
for like that I wish I could, because that's a great like
Yeah.
because I like that you guys are divided, because we'll obviously get to talk about it and see. And I'm sure as we talk about it, some stuff will come back to me and maybe I'll be able to say a little more.
Yeah, maybe you'll be the deciding factor
Yeah.
between the two of us. Okay, well, non-spoiler, I think we'd all still say that at this point, I mean, obviously you, Tom, you've read the whole thing, but Andrew, you still want to read the series, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
going to be
not
honest.
an
though, at this point-
enthusiastic, yeah, but
Well, I'm
yeah.
just saying at this point, I think at the end it may be worth it. But dude, I can see why a lot of people don't finish the series. Like again, if we didn't have this podcast, like I don't know if I would like. I think I'd want to finish it, and maybe one day I would, but I think it would take so long. Like it would take a while. Like
Really?
I wouldn't. Yeah, this one I'm not nearly as excited. Like I want to read the next one, I guess, but it's not like I'm not like super hype. I'm more hyped for like the final, like the finale. So I just want to get to the end. If that makes
Those
sense.
last, what is it, book 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 11, 12, 13, and 14. I mean, those are really, really good books. You do, like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest, you might have a little bit of a rough time just from what you're saying in this book for the couple of the next ones. I will say, I think they're on the
They're
Wheel of
shorter,
Time
yeah.
scale. They're shorter.
They are
but
a
they're
lot
still long
shorter, yeah.
books. They're still long
Yeah.
books. Like, don't get it wrong.
I
They
think
are
that's what it
still
was
long.
too. I mean, 880 pages for me. Again, it's on a Kindle, so sometimes you can read a little bit faster. But I mean, I was reading a lot the last 2 weeks, and like I say a lot, like I was getting at least 50 to 80 pages, like on the low end 50, and then usually like around 100 every day. And
Yeah.
it took me almost 2 weeks of like locking in to finish it, like where I couldn't really read anything else. So it's just anyway. But I do see there's certain moments, and I'm excited to talk or spoilers because it's just, dude, it's just the dichotomy of the series, man. It's like things that are so annoying to me, but then moments like I'm sure both of y'all will agree with it are just like, all right, like they got me hype. Like I can't lie. I mean, I was still getting hype about. So
Yeah. It feels like Jordan wants you to earn it almost.
A little bit, yeah.
Like there's a little bit of like you got to earn that moment, just like we do in real life. You got to earn that shit.
Yeah.
And so you got to get through these like
the tougher ones,
500 pages, and the other 350 are gonna rock your world.
Well, I feel like
and
you can't have an
I'm saying that
appreciation for
from
it
a
until you read them
perspective
all.
of being fine with it. Sorry.
I just feel like too, it's like to prove what you're saying too, or to like piggyback it. It's like, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of people that finish the series, but the ones that do, they're going to get it, kind of. And it's like if you don't finish it, and you're just never going to get it, and you really haven't earned to get it anyway. So it's like it's not for you. It's almost like it's just not even for you, unless if you finish it. It's like a weird.
Well, we even had
earn it.
we had a comment just recently. Someone saying that this is where they stopped reading. They didn't finish this book and haven't come back to the series, which to me is a tragedy because to not get to the end of this book, I think really sucks. But for me, there's also like if you don't really dislike it, bro, I'm 7 books in.
Yeah.
It's got to get bad for me to check out, bro. It's got to get bad.
Well, and you have that light at the end of the tunnel that everybody's like, hey, those last couple of books
everybody likes
like,
the end.
Even people who like it's just like a whatever fantasy series that they read, even though like it's a crazy thing for you to commit to a series that's this long and feel that way. But there are those people out there.
For
Even
sure.
the detractors are like, no, those last couple of books like are definitely a step back up to like what you would
Right.
want out of the series for sure. This is definitely like, especially after like the explosion that is Lord of Chaos at the end there. This is very much like almost resetting the board and kind of like Jordan,
Right.
like making you take a breath and like saying, there's a lot of stuff happening. And I think that
Oh,
is
so much
why a lot
happening.
of, yeah, exactly. And I think that is something that can be a little much because there's so many storylines. It's hard to care about every single one because they're just like, there are
Right.
just going to be ones that you do not care about. And you're going to
Yeah.
have to spend
Yeah.
400 pages between the next 3 books, probably, if not more, about a storyline you don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that's life. Jordan said, look, if you want
Yeah.
Memory of Light, you've got to have a Path of Daggers or whichever one is the one people don't like. But
Crossroads of Twilight is the one that a lot of people.
I do have
That's
a
the one
feeling
that you can
maybe
find at any used bookstore.
Yes, it
maybe
is.
this is a bad attempt at trying to manifest this, but I do feel like at least thus far, and we'll get into it, maybe it's not true, but I feel like I am on the side of like it really, really enjoying it and not having a lot of the problems people have. So I'm
Yes.
going in with like not high expectations for the next books because I know they may be slower, but I think even knowing that they may be that way is going to be good
Yeah.
because I'm going to go in just kind of expecting it,
Yep.
ready to zip through it,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and I'm
That's how
sure
it
the
was for me.
ending's going to be good every time.
That's how it was for me.
Yeah.
I went into these couple of books with like the lowest of expectations because of some of the overzealousness that people like talk about how bad they are.
Right,
And I
right,
still say like Jordan still wrote these books. Like
right.
even a bad Robert Jordan book is better than most good fantasy books. Is how I have said it in the past.
Well, and there's something too also, and not that he would do it this way on purpose, but like, and I was just thinking about this because I said I'm sure at least the end is going to be great. Like, even if the ending is like sometimes the only or maybe the main redeeming quality of a book, it's like, well, you'd rather get a book that maybe you don't love the whole thing to lead up to that than just know the perfect ending or just know the ending of the book.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of the whole point of having a story is like, even if it's not the best, if the ending is great, it's kinda like it's all good, you know?
Yeah.
That's at
Exactly.
least how I feel about it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Unless it's
Good
egregious,
definition.
Unless it's egregious.
Yeah. I mean, just to give you like a little bit of an idea, the lowest ranked Wheel of Time book I have, I think is still in my top 100 books that I've read
Yeah. I mean,
or
that's
close to it. It looks like it looks like Crossroads of Twilight is like just outside my top 100, which like,
I
I
mean,
think
that's huge.
that's yeah. And obviously it is my favorite fantasy series. It's my number 2 series of all time. Like I'm obviously very biased. Like the things that bother a lot of people don't bother me in the same way. It's like all those caveats, but like,
Right.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
So, overall, I'm looking forward to getting into it. I think that's good for non-spoiler. If you haven't read this book, check out if you don't wanna hear about things that happen. We will likely jump straight to the end as we usually do, but yeah, so to spoil things, Andrew, I feel like you have to kinda guide us here because things are already a little muddy for me. Lord of Chaos to Crown of Swords. I'm sure for Tom that's doubly so. Um, so what sticks out to you? I mean, you just finished it, dude. So I mean, do you want to go straight to the end? Because you did mention you didn't love the ending.
Yeah, I mean we can. The ending was just okay to me. I mean, it wasn't a if Samael's even dead, I don't believe that he is. I didn't see a body. So until I see a body, I'm never gonna believe it. And it just like I don't know, it just wasn't I don't it just felt like him tripping upon like potentially if I'm gonna believe that he killed Samael, it's like okay, like by chance of just knocking a building over with balefire, like I just that wasn't very satisfying to me. Obviously, the coolest part is him about to fall off whatever cliff and shatter Logith, and some random dude reaches down and like pulls him up, who can also shoot balefire, and it's like, all right,
Yeah,
who's
that was
this
out of
guy?
nowhere. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm sure there were some crumbs dropped there that I was, dude. At first, I thought I was onto something, And I thought, like, I was like, dude, I figured it all out. And then I was like, wait, I'm such an idiot. That doesn't make any sense. Dude, at first I was like, dude, it's Moraine that has come back as a dude because there were those people that were resurrected that one time and like have switched ability. But then I was like, that doesn't make sense because one was a girl, one was a guy, and they like switched. Like, I'm thinking Lanfear comes back as the other one, you know? And anyway, just that melted immediately. But for a second, I was like, is this somehow Moraine? Because I mean, she's coming back, right? Like, that's the worst, like, known secret, I feel like, in this series. If she doesn't come back, I am going to be pissed. But I don't know. It just, for something, it just didn't feel like him just waking up, Rand, that is, like, from being stabbed and, like, basically, like, I didn't know. So Jesse knows this, Tom, but like I was reading the description on Goodreads and I sent it to Jesse and I was like, dude, is this not a spoiler? And it literally says in the description on Goodreads, let me read it for you just so I don't mess it up. Okay, of course this one doesn't even have it. Anyway, one of the descriptions basically says something about Rand having a showdown with Samael in Shadow Logoth in the description.
Wow.
And so like I was probably halfway through and I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, is this not a complete spoiler? And
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like,
it
yeah,
is. I'm
it
looking
is.
at it right now. That is what it says. And it also says that Elaine, Avienda, and Matt come ever closer to the bowl to
That's more
Angreal.
generic. I didn't care as much about that.
Yeah,
You
what
know, it
not
didn't
yeah, that
say
was
they
not as
had it.
bad. But yeah, it does say that it does talk about sea folk and wind finders and wise ones, all that. But yeah, it says Rand faces Samael. It's crazy.
So I saw
Wow.
that and I'm like, all right, I'm a chapter away. How is this going to happen? So it's like I kind of hated that I saw that because then it's like I knew it was going to come. And, you know, it's one chapter left. And the last time I saw Rand, he was like about to die, which I knew obviously he wasn't going to die. I've seen the cover of A Memory of Light. So it's like, I mean, something's going to be figured out. But
Right.
I don't know. I felt like it was too quick for him to come back. And then like, I think I'm just missing stuff. I think there's so many locations and characters. And because I'm reading on a Kindle, I'm not going back to look at the map like I normally would in like a physical book. And so like they teleport to the the place with an eye, Ilion or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, in my mind, I'm like, so is this where he sent Perrin? Like, I'm like already like kind of trying to figure out, and I'm just losing. Like, I think there's just so much is happening, and it's just all like going through my hands. And so I'm like, I know Samuel's supposed to be here, but I feel like there's more context that I should know because it felt like it was like one of those plans that like he had planned off page, and then all of a sudden the reader's kind of shocked that it happens because you didn't actually see it, but Rand had been planning this the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted to appreciate it, but like I didn't get it. Like I didn't get how this was such a big twist, I guess. So I just felt like I missed something. And then it's just like, okay, he ends up killing Samael and I don't know, then it's crowned. Like I thought he was going to give the crown to somebody else and it was just such a weird ending to me. Like I didn't feel satisfied at all. For some reason, Lord of Chaos dude was just so like, oh my God, Rand is God. And then it just
Oh my
ends.
Yeah,
Rand.
that is true. That Lord of
And
Chaos,
so-
he does feel like him.
And
Yeah.
especially the disrespect, like I know we all talked about it before, the disrespect that he goes through before that, like there was a satisfying element to that because it's like, all right, they put him in a box. Like they had to die. Like this
Put
had
him
to
in a
happen.
box, bro. I will never
No.
forget that, bro. I will never forget
I'm
that.
telling, dude,
box.
that whole sequence is just like next level. Like,
Yeah.
I just didn't have that kind of moment. Like him getting reached up and pulled out by some random guy. If I like was able to connect the dots on who that was, like I think it hit more. Like obviously it was still cool, but I don't know. If like ranking the moments in this book, it's like I don't even know if it's top 5. Like the very last chapter end. Like there's a lot of other cool things I think that happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I would
it just
agree
didn't hit
that
for me.
so I would agree at least that this ending's not top 5 endings.
yeah,
And I would also say like I said in the non-spoiler, it is pretty abrupt.
Yeah.
And it's also abrupt in the sense that maybe I was reading too much into it, literally. But it felt like Rand kind of was having like he was kind of crashing out at the end there. Like he was
Yeah.
kind of leaning into the dictator, the whatever you want to call it, like the power
Him taking the
hungry guy.
crown part.
Him just taking that crown and saying, "Yeah." It did feel like a bit of a mood shift, but then it's like, okay, he just came off the back of this fight. or whatever. He's been in pain. Pad and Fane cut him on his injury, whatever. But it did seem abrupt the way it all just ended, and he gets crowned.
Mhm.
Isn't it a weird thing with the Samael death though? Like them doing it like that.
Yeah,
He's not
I
done a
do
death
agree
like
with you.
that
That
at
was
all. So
weird.
it's like I
It
don't
was
know.
like an
Just
awkward, like,
oh, he's
fight
dead. There's
almost.
no way he didn't die. I didn't feel the power open up a portal, so he's dead.
Yeah.
And it's just
And it
like
makes you wonder, like, what he actually did, because I feel like we still, even though we understand what Balefire does in theory, like, there's gotta be more to it, so maybe Samael's not dead, but he had to have done something to him in that moment, I think, but I
yeah.
don't know. But if he did, it's like, that means he wiped out a Forsaken from ever having existed, right?
Yeah.
But he's done that with some of the others, right? He's fired a couple.
I don't think a Forsaken has been
I
Balefired.
don't think of Forsaken. I think some other things he has fired people kind of
Yeah,
back into existence
yeah,
in
um,
in one of the previous books. But
yeah, because yeah, which was another
Who did he
crazy scene.
kill? Who did he kill when he's in like freaking Shadesmar and Nineveh shows up and holds down somebody? Was that not Balefire? You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. I don't think it was Balefire though.
He just
Yeah,
killed him with the power, like just not
Yeah,
Balefire.
if I
Okay.
remember, it's lightning. If I'm remembering
Okay.
correctly, but it's
hit him with
been
the
it's been like 5 years. So
Yeah. I,
So, yeah,
like
I would agree with you, like, the ending wasn't crazy. I think the ending was good, and at the end of the day, it's, like, not even for me, it's not even if the ending was good or not, but it was kinda just like, "Oh, wow." Like, that's
yeah.
crazy.
yeah,
So, regardless of, like, if I liked it, like, if I would have chosen for it to go that way, like, it was good in the sense that I was like, "Oh, shoot, dude, he just, like, did that, and we're on to the next book."
Yeah.
And it's crazy, dude, because he's so good. I don't know if we've talked a lot about this in these videos, but Jordan's so good at showing, like, in this kind of setting, this kind of time period, how word travels across, like, a continent. And so it's
Yeah.
so cool how at the beginning of this book, you hear the rumors, and now this happens at the end of this book, and that's only going to feed into certain rumors, and that's kinda what Rand is leaning into, is the perception that a lot of people have of him. So I thought it was really interesting for those reasons, but yeah, it didn't hit near as much as the end
Because
of War
Samael like basically doesn't matter. Like, and not that he obviously matters in the grand scheme of things, but like from this narrow scope that we're getting to like read the story from, it's like him and Grendel or whatever, they like are having these weird moments with us, like a portion of the wise ones, and like tricking them with little saying it's the box, but it's really like them using the power. I guess maybe I could be misreading that too,
So I
but
think that was,
they
correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, pipe in here. I think that was Samael was just literally trying to sow chaos,
yeah,
right?
so you're talking about when he's giving the talking box to the
yeah,
For the
Shaita
Shido.
wise ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
When he
uh,
makes them all, there's that moment where they all, like, just show up in a place and start fighting each other, and he caused that, I believe.
yes, yeah, he gives them basically like a way to teleport as well.
yeah.
So yeah,
And he scatters them across like everywhere. I guess too. He gives them the oath rod thing, which I guess they can use on women.
hmm
They can use the power. And anyway, it was just such a minor detail. Like those could have been omitted from this storyline, like this whole book. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's just it wasn't like the most interesting big bad things that are happening. It's not him to me. Because dude, when he got inserted in and he's talking to the wise ones the first time, I'm like, who are these people? I had to log back in on like I don't remember these names. Like, I was talking to Jesse and I was like, are these the good wise ones or the bad ones? Because it's just I just at
sure.
this point I need the
Yeah.
companion. I do need the companion at this point. Like,
No, I mean, I think it's fair. I mean, there's so many characters in this story that like I don't expect anyone to remember who everybody is at all times because there's just
Yeah.
too many people in
Especially on a
everything.
first read. I feel like when you get into rereads, it'll start locking in better. But I will say, to your point, Andrew, the Shido Wise Ones are that is the faction in this book that I was least interested in seeing
yeah,
the POV from. So I
Mhm.
will say, because of that, some of the Samael and Grendel stuff was not as interesting. But what was interesting about those scenes was whoever was watching them, which I don't remember if we even know who that is for sure, or what else we've seen that character do.
It's the freaking it's the grim. It's one of the.
Is it a gray man?
No. It's I mean, I should know it. It's I literally for some reason I want to say Demogorgon, and obviously that's not right. But it's one of the dudes who controls Trollocs. But he's like the main guy who's
He's
It's
the-
in.
Beardlaw, faceless man.
He's
Murdoch.
he's a Murdral, but he's the
He's the one that can do what he
Murdral.
wants. The special one. That's right.
He's the
That's right.
special one, and
Yeah.
the thing to remember about him is he's using the true power.
Yeah.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
He's a real one.
He's a
That's
real
crazy.
He's a
one.
problem. He's a problem, and then whoever Mogadine gets like her soul taken and
Her
put in a
soul is
freaking
in a box,
Dude,
dude.
in a
that
in a
was
piece of jewelry.
crazy.
Whoever that guy is wild too.
Dude, I'm glad we mentioned that because that was such a great moment of Jordan taking a character
That was wild.
that was terrifying at one
Yep.
point and making them terrified of the position they're in.
Yep.
That was so good, man. The way he kind of scales evil in that way, or not scales necessarily, but you get my point. I thought that was great, man. Seeing her shivering in her boots was like, oh man,
Yeah.
the dark one is truly terrifying.
I think that's why the ending just didn't hit for me, because there are moments like that where it's like, okay, like there's some bad people that are like, there's some bad forces like out there that I'm still like, what is happening? And like all
Yeah.
these new things that are happening. Like I didn't know you could put someone's soul in a necklace.
Yeah.
And
What's it
now
called? A
she-
mind trap? What was
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Is it
I
a
think
mind
that-
trap or a soul trap or something like that?
I think it was
Something.
it was mind something.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That was insane.
yeah, it's funny because obviously having read this so long ago, the stuff that you're talking about, the ending, is not the stuff I remember from this book. Like obviously now that you're saying it, I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. But for me, the ending of this book is when Rand gets stabbed. Like that's really like the latest thing
Yeah.
I probably remember.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember exactly when stuff happens, but because that's right before the actual end, right? That's kind of like
Yeah,
the last
that's
thing.
right there. At the
That
end.
That's his
that
previous
is the
POV for
yeah,
Rand.
that's like the ending I remember. Obviously, now that we've talked about it, like I kind of remember the battle, but not even really. The stabbing is really kind of the last thing I remember.
Yeah.
Well, and
I mean,
other things that really stand out about this one too, again, even though maybe some of the beginning and middle parts were not as fun, there were parts in the beginning that were really memorable, dude.
Yeah.
Matt finally gets some recognition, dude, and that may be the best
this is
part of
Matt's
this
book.
book.
I put that
Like-
in my Goodreads thing.
Dude, it wasn't as satisfying as it could have been, but I like the way Jordan did that, where it's like you're not getting everything at once. Like this is baby steps here.
Mhm.
But dude, I loved how he brought, which Avienda's totally backseat this whole book, but
Oh,
she
you
has a
barely
major role in Matt getting his respect
Yes.
because Elaine wants to bond with Avienda, which, again, dude, I don't know if I'll ever understand Elaine. But either way, oh, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Yeah, I just love that moment for Matt. And then there was another.
Yeah.
What else happens that was just so satisfying? I can't remember.
Bro, it's got to be Nynaeve and Lan. Or
Oh
Lan.
yeah, that was great. That was
Oh,
great.
that's to
That
me
was
like
great.
to me
That
that's
was
the
amazing.
best. That's the best moment in this entire book.
Yeah,
That's what I thought
like,
too.
that
I
is
mean, yeah,
hands
yeah,
down
yeah.
not even close because Nynaeve, because I still remember this. I hated Nynaeve at this point.
Oh yeah.
Like she was legitimately
worse.
I
Difficult
wanted
to
her
love.
to die. She was my least favorite character. I despised her. I'm literally like reading, and anytime I see her name, I'm like, I
Yeah.
hate this chick.
Bro,
so
and you
much.
read a
I
lot of
hate
her. Dude,
so
that's where
yes.
she's
Yes.
a lot. Her and Elaine,
She-
it's before Matt really gets
so
introduced into
much.
this book is a lot of her.
Yeah, and so and it's not just from this book. It's like I hated her the
Yeah.
whole way through, and by the end of the series, she is my second favorite character. So like,
See it. I could
Wow.
already see a
Yeah.
little bit of that just from there's
Yeah.
a huge difference
dude,
between
it
her
is
Yeah.
pre and post that marriage on
is-
that sea chain.
it is
ship.
like her getting.
She
through
just needed one
her-
thing, man, and
Yeah,
now
she needed
she's
one thing. She's
now
got it.
she's good to
kind of.
go.
But like she is like when she finally breaks through, I can still remember reading that scene and like when she finally channels, just being like, thank God. I could not keep doing like you're because you're
Thank
waiting
God
for
that
her.
is over, man.
You're waiting for her to do it this whole time. And then it also helped that she's like uber powerful, like the most powerful female channeler they've seen in like centuries, which is like
Yeah.
just another cool part of her character. And so
Yeah.
like dude. Yeah.
It was such a simple thing too. You knew RJ was just going to do something stupid. It's just
Well,
like I just fully let go.
then this is a question I have for you guys: is like the
It's like
entire
what?
time reading. No, like I was like, it's so obvious what she needed to do. She was just incapable of doing it. Like it was so obvious she could never just let go and accept things, right? Like she was
Yeah,
so
Right.
strong-headed, so angry, so
control it.
stubborn. It
Yeah.
was so obvious that she just needed to, because like that's the whole thing with Sidene is you have to like release yourself to it. She obviously
Mhm.
could never do that.
Right.
And so it was
She had to
so
have control.
obvious. It was so obvious what she needed to do, and the fact that she couldn't do it drove me insane.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
like when she finally did it, I was like, it was like the heavens opened up and the sun
Yeah.
finally came down after it's been raining for 40 days. Like
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah, that was so great. And it was amazing the way that he played it because it was you get the POV of Mogadine, whatever she was it Balefire? She used
It's
Balefire,
Bellfire.
right?
Yeah,
Bellfire.
it is Bellfire. Yeah.
Balefire's the ship, and I didn't even clock,
Yeah, I had no idea why that was
like
relevant for a
yeah,
bit.
dude, I didn't clock for a second, like, what was going on, and then that happens with Nynaeve. So it was just such a cool moment how you already know something had happened, and then you get that moment, and then Land shows up, and Land's like, they both kinda know, like, yeah, it was Mogadine, but she dipped out.
Yeah.
And so it was just that was such a good weaving
It
of a
Yes.
was.
tale, man. It was so
Yes.
good.
And that's why I
And
wish it would have been someone we knew who helps Rand up because it's it's the same thing except with Nynaeve, except it's the one person that you forgot was on the way there. It's like it was like you said, it was set
yeah,
up so well, and then it's like, oh, this makes sense that this is who's saving her. Whereas it's
yeah,
like, who saved Rand? Who was that?
yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it was, my boy who we haven't seen since, like, book
Bro, I
1.
thought it was Elias, dude. I
Dude,
thought it
Elias.
maybe
was
it's Elias, bro.
for a second. I'm not gonna lie.
Elias.
Dude,
He's
I
like he
can't
was roughly
wait
my
for book
age.
14 when Elias is the one that kills the Dark One.
Well,
I
dude,
can't wait, bro.
the other person that I was thinking about is where is Leandrin or whoever that red was that was just like a savage? Did she die and I forgot? You know what
No,
I'm talking about?
she's underneath
She's a
the
Black
thumb of,
Aja.
Forsaken now, right?
I thought she was under Mogadine maybe, but I mean, I feel like I haven't
That's
heard
right,
from
she
her
was
in
under Mogadine.
forever, dude. It's like, did she get killed? Because
I'm sure
she
she
was.
didn't, bro.
It's just
I'm
been so
sure she'll
long.
show back up.
But anyway, I feel like we do need to go back to talking about Matt though, because you're so right. This book it was such a Matt book for me because dude, it
Mhm.
starts off with like all these chapters with Perrin, and dude, I was sick of that's what also took me a second because I didn't have a ton of time to read, and when I was reading, it was just Perrin like complaining about Fael. And I had to read about that for like 4 straight chapters. And these chapters aren't like super short. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm reading for 30 minutes and it's only about like how Perrin just doesn't understand Fael. Why is she mad? Is it because of Bear Lane? Dude, it's just I don't care anymore. Dude, I don't care about I
Yeah,
loved you
yeah,
guys, and it's sad because now I
It is
don't care
sad.
anymore. Like,
It's
and I
it,
want to, but it's just anyway. So that like bothered me. But then when I got to the Matt parts, that's when I was like, all right, like this book's pretty good. And then
yeah.
especially once, I mean, bro, the moment when Matt takes off the amulet thing and he's gonna give it to
Dude,
Elaine. I was like, bro,
dude.
Matt is the one, dude.
Matt is him, bro.
Matt
I'm
is
And
the best
telling you.
friend in the entire series, and this is not the last time where he's just like that. He is the friend. You know what I
He
mean?
yeah,
really is, bro. And dude, it gets shown so well. You get this build up to this moment where Elaine and Nynaeve have to come and apologize to Matt. Not only apologize, but tell him like, we'll tell you what you were doing. Like you say, like all this good stuff. And Matt, who's this boisterous character, the life of the party if he wants to be,
Partier.
he's like humbled by it and uncomfortable. Like, he
Yes.
doesn't even wanna accept their apology, and it just further shows that, like, all the, like, negative things about Matt are this, like, shell he kinda puts on, it's just who he is, but dude, he's a good guy, bro.
Yep.
Like, this man walked barefooted across the nation for the boys,
Yep.
and now he's out here taking care of these women who do nothing but antagonize and nag him
Yep.
for his bro. His bro, meanwhile, is back losing his mind.
Actually losing his mind.
And Matt's just like, "But that's my boy, so I'll
Yeah.
do it."
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
It's
crazy,
pretty
dude. It's so
interesting.
good.
Yeah. You guys are like, you're picking up exactly how like I felt. To me, Perrin really carries some of those earlier books while the
he
rest of
does.
the
Yes.
Yeah,
cast kind
Yeah.
of gets fleshed out. Like Perrin is kind of like the standout stalwart. and then it
Yeah.
kind of transitions into some different characters at this point in the story, which is sad. But at the same time, it's like he kind of already had his moment.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he like disappears or like doesn't have moments in
Oh, I'm
future.
sure he has more moments. I think he
He
has a
definitely
book cover moment
he
coming up.
definitely yeah, I mean, he definitely has some stuff happen, but, like, it definitely feels like a transition point in the series of,
Right.
like, who the characters you're gonna
Yeah.
be, like, fist pumping for kind of happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It's
Matt needed his
He
comeuppance, dude.
needed it.
It would yeah, he needed it
Well,
bad.
he's the
so
most
Which
fun
speaking
character.
of speaking of
You-
comeuppance,
yeah.
he also, I
Ah,
mean,
this is I
Queen
wanted to ask about
Tylan.
this. I definitely wanted to ask you guys about this because this is, like there in the Wheel of Time fandom, there are people who act like this is no big deal, and then there are other people who are like, "This is the worst thing Robert Jordan did in the entire series." So
Really?
I'm very curious on, like, where you guys fall on Matt, not
I mean,
having a
dude,
choice.
from Matt's perspective, it's clearly not something that he wants to do
Yes.
necessarily.
Yeah.
So that's not good. And
Yes.
if the situation were reversed, we all
Exactly.
know it'd be
Yes.
a much, much bigger deal.
Yep.
Much bigger deal. Whereas
Yep.
as a male reader, I'm sitting here going, okay, everybody's their own person. Matt is not down, so that's not cool. But at
Yep.
the same time, I don't feel that bad for Matt because it sounds like Tylen's a baddie. So it's like, yeah, dude, like that's not cool. That's not cool. But like, of all the bad things that have happened to Matt, like there's probably a different one that he would wish not happened other than this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so things could be worse for sure. I think it's definitely bad, but I mean, I'm not tripping about it.
Dude, at first the only thing I was telling Jesse, I was like, all right, does this like matter for the plot? Like, because if it doesn't matter for the plot, then it is weird. And so, like, I will say, like, at first I was like, I don't know if this matters for the plot. But then it's like, okay, it does kind of lighten the mood with Elaine and Nynaeve and all the women, and they're like kind of like seeing Matt in a different light now, maybe, I guess, because of that. But at first I was unsure, and maybe it ends up somehow still playing another role. I'm not sure what that role would be, but yeah, I mean, it's look, as men, it's like, it is what it is, dude. We're not complainers. We just, we take what we're given, dude. And we just keep going. So,
I mean, in a real sense, yeah, like it's bad that that happened and he didn't want it. Like that's
Yeah.
obviously not a good thing,
Right.
but like, not all bad things are equal, right? There are people in this universe that are getting it much worse. You know what I mean?
yeah, there's some bad Ajas out there. So, and I don't know if Tylen was one of them.
But what are your thoughts, Tom? How did you feel?
Yeah.
So it's funny. It's when I remember reading these and just being like almost naive to the fact. I was like, oh, so like he was still totally about it. But like when you actually like read what's happening, it's like very clearly not. And I don't know. It's like it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not sure why this is here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't
and
have a plot purpose, I guess. Is what you're
no, I
saying.
mean like stuff happens because of it, but it still is like this didn't need to be done this way. I think it's like
Yeah.
I think when you like look at the series as a whole, it's like that's a pretty like bad stain on it of like
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it paints a lot of the other characters in a negative light when they're just like making fun of him for it also,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like
I mean, I will say, look, we can say what we want. Dude, Robert Jordan keeps it real, dude. He keeps it real in a lot of different areas. And dude, in real life, I hate to be the person to like just burst the bubble because we're all gonna say it's wrong, whatever. None of us, like, at least Matt's a cool guy. He's not some loser who can't like, protect himself or whatever. So it's like, all right, we got to set the standard where the standard's at. Matt isn't some guy who's not getting anything, and
see,
now
and
it's like has
that's
these
part of
morals
why
to where it's like, oh, this is morally wrong. That's why I can't do it.
sure.
No, he's out here, he's tickling. We've
Yeah.
read it.
He does
So it's
make a
like,
point though, Matt, in his internal dialogue does make a point to say
let me
like in
chase.
his time, like any woman who's made it clear that she wasn't interested, he doesn't like do anything else. He says that at one point. But is there, I don't know if you were maybe saying this just now, Tom, is there any point in the book where there might have been a hint that Matt wasn't like completely upset about it? Or did
It's
it seem
so
pretty clear?
no, I think Matt is, if I remember correctly, and like I said, it's been so long since I've read it, but like Matt's not down. Is
Yeah.
like he
Yeah. Okay.
very clearly is like not about it for like a myriad of reasons. And I think there's a way where you could read it where you could read it and say he's just saying that, he doesn't actually mean it, if you
Right.
wanted to.
Yeah,
But
if you want to.
but if you like actually read what he's saying and how he kind of feels about it, it's very clearly
Yeah.
like he's not about it actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
definitely not a good thing. Worse things have happened to people, but it does like knowing so that is one thing that Andrew was just saying that my assumption was it was going somewhere important. So if it's not, then yeah, that it will be weird in hindsight that he just threw it in there and that
Yeah.
Matt got assaulted
Yeah.
repeatedly and everybody
Yeah.
laughed about it.
Yeah,
That will be
exactly.
weird if it doesn't go anywhere,
Yeah.
like a character arc for Matt, whatever repercussions, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten there yet. So yeah, looking back, like if you were to tell me, yeah, that was just kind of there to be there,
Yeah.
that definitely makes it a lot weirder.
Yeah. And like this is something people bring up in the series as a whole of like Jordan writing relationships
Mm,
and like some of the weird like kinky stuff that he's got going on. Like in this book,
yeah.
think about how
There's so
Lan
many
and
people that have
Nynaeve get married. Like
Yeah.
on the Windfinder ship. They
Yeah.
have to like in front of everybody.
In front of everybody.
Like
Yeah, that
that's
was
like a weird
totally weird
like
and
that's
random.
completely unnecessary to like.
Yeah, totally unnecessary.
And like part of it is like, okay, you could say like this is how he's building out culture. Like those kinds of things are
I
important
was
in like
just thinking
actual
that, but it's
cultural
like
things, but it's also like
you could have done something else, for a cultural
especially like
purpose.
there are some other stuff that is coming on and later in the series where you just like are going to be like, you're a weird guy, huh?
Well, I mean, Rand has 3. So it's like
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that alone is like
Yeah, exactly.
and it's again and I just said this a minute ago about Elaine. Yeah, it's been clear throughout these books that Robert Jordan, if there's one thing he doesn't know how to do, it's writing a realistic like interaction between a man and a woman or any romantic people who are like awkward or whatever it may
Yeah.
be.
If you can
He
get past
always
the insta love with Lan and Nynaeve, especially you guys haven't gotten to some of their better moments yet.
Mhm.
They could be like the one exception, but other than that, a lot of it is like
Well, it's like again, Elaine, it's
we haven't even
very
talked about
clear.
men. Men's the same way.
Well, yeah, both of them,
In
but
this
for
book.
Elaine especially, who's like royalty and does
Mhm.
not come from a culture where there's sister wives or whatever it may be, she accepts it very quickly to the point where the pendulum swings over to where now she wants to be really close to Avienda and wants Avienda to like respect her and all this different stuff. It's just like, dude, that is a
because they know.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy flip. Now, again, maybe it's because he's Taveran, Dragon
Well, it's
Reborn. I feel
men,
like
bro.
that's one of
Men
those
told him.
mechanics.
Men told her.
Well, yeah, men told them for sure, but
So she has to. I mean, I guess, right? Is that the
that's
plot
that's
device?
her assuming that she's one of the 3, yes, which they've all kinda and it seems clear that those are the 3. Um, but yeah, for sure, but it seems wild to, like, just accept that, "Okay, I'm one of the 3 and I'll share 'em with
Yeah.
people I don't know yet."
Yeah. No, and like I said, there's some other stuff that comes on later in the series that you're just gonna be like, that was a choice
Yeah.
when it comes to
Yeah.
some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Matt thing was definitely a choice.
Well, I think too. When I think about it, I feel like he put it in there to be funny.
He might have, honestly. I mean,
Like
that's
when
a
I
That's
read
what
it,
it
I
seemed like to
thought,
me.
yeah,
It's
I
like
thought
he
he was
thought
trying
this
to make
was
it
funny.
funny.
That's
And
what
I'm
I
Like, he
yeah,
thought this was a funny thing that was happening to Matt. Oh,
yeah,
he
exactly.
can't get this queen off of him.
Exactly. And that's how
Yeah.
I took it, especially the first time I've read it. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying like I think you can read it that way. I just think a lot of people don't. And rightfully so, because
Yeah,
like
right,
when you're
yeah, I
looking at what
understand.
probably
Matt
what
is
Yeah.
makes
saying,
people anyway. So
so
Yeah, no, I completely understand that because yeah, and I mean, especially in today's time, that's definitely going to be even more so, and that kind of does show. Like, again, this book came out in 1996.
Yeah.
The things, as far as what was acceptable in a fantasy series. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, that was definitely weird. But again, I was 100% assuming this is going somewhere. Like, there's an arc with Tylan because of this, like where
Yeah.
Matt's now going to go through this emotional like trauma or whatever, however he handles it. So I was assuming that's why it was there, but whatever. We'll see, I guess.
she's no daughter of the 9 moons.
She's
No,
not that.
she
Um,
is not.
The whole
I'm
other
trying to
element
think.
in this, the C-Chan or
Oh
C-Chan,
yeah,
Sean Chan.
Sean
Sean
Chan.
Chan.
Sean
Yeah, they
Chan.
pull up on gang.
They're pulling up
Yeah.
again, and
Yeah.
they break out Elaine's mom,
Mhm.
or well,
Mm.
kinda, and then the guy
She
who
runs away. Yeah,
Yeah.
she runs away with.
she
the
gets
sec-
away from the white cloaks, right? In this one.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. She's only mentioned I think once or twice in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that was another thing. Was that this book where it slipped in that more gays, like she slept with one of the white cloaks, like
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
like kind of gain favor, right?
That was this book, yeah.
That was this book.
Yeah, she
It's like
wakes up there.
the way she says it is very, and again, it's one of those inclusions that's like, okay, this is maybe very real for this kind of setting, but also like, why is it included? But yeah, she
Am I remembering
insinuates,
it wrong? But doesn't he leave with her?
yes,
Does that white cloak?
yes,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
white cloak is with her. Yes, I'm
Yes,
pretty
okay.
sure.
I thought so.
Wait, is it? No.
No,
it's
the
he's
dude who
with
you
the
thought
dude.
was his spy, but it's the guy you thought was just his secretary, but was his real spy because his real spy wasn't like he was just
Okay.
collecting whatever. I think, right?
Yeah, I think.
It's
And then she
one of
also
those
has that
background guys.
guy that's from
Yeah,
Carrion or wherever that's like really loyal to her that
military
she's, I
guy.
think,
Yes.
had like
Okay, that's
romantic
who
thoughts
too
about.
young.
Yeah,
that's who I was thinking of.
he's from her land. He's the one
That's
that
right.
books
I mean,
ago was originally like pissed off about.
Yeah,
What was
it's
his name?
clear that they're
Gabriel?
going to get together. Like it's it's one of those like super obvious. She keeps talking about how she wants to stand near him, but he's too young for her. I mean, it's
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's coming back a little bit now. Yeah.
they're going to get
Yeah.
together. That one's an easy one. But dude, I feel like in this book, when I really think about it, there was a lot of sex in this book. Weirdly, because the whole men scene, she's talking about like with Rand and how like I guess it's because I will say I do appreciate from Robert Jordan, except
I
from
totally
the title
forgot
and
that,
stuff.
yeah.
It's all off page. We're not going to have to read about it and get super graphic. It's all off page. We're not even really going to talk about it specifically. It's all like really like
Very fade to black.
60,000 up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like innuendos to where if you're not
Like
reading it, it's
69,000 up.
69,000 feet up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So men at first I didn't catch it. And then it's like, oh wait, they're talking about how they smashed. Like that's
Yeah.
what they're talking about.
But then there was also, was it this book or was it Lord of Chaos where Egwene, that might have been Lord of Chaos, but she's hopping into Gowan's dreams.
And
Yeah, that's Lord of
smashes.
Chaos.
Okay, that's Lord of Chaos. So
Yeah.
Robert Jordan's kind of been ramping up the
Yeah.
weird situations.
Yeah, like I said, that is definitely something that the series gets criticized for. And like, if it bothers you, it's really gonna bother you. It's one of those things where it's like
Yeah.
that's gonna stick with you. But for me, it was one of those things. I was like, dude, be as weird as you want. I don't care.
Yeah,
Whatever.
get weird,
dude,
bro.
there's
Get
so
weird.
much weirder stuff. Dude,
Oh,
what's
God.
I gotta stop before I get on a soapbox.
Well, dude,
There's so
but
many
to your
people that
point,
want to care about this, and then they read books, dude, where it's way worse, and they're
where people are having
all know
sex
what
with
kind of
like
people they are.
minotaurs and stuff in some of these books
and
nowadays.
that's okay, but like,
Yeah.
oh God forbid.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of that, but it's, I mean, it's no, what was the guy we read? Brent Weeks.
Oh,
It
dude.
could always be worse.
Whenever it's children involved, that's when things start getting real weird. And Brent
Yeah,
Weeks
that one was
writing some stuff where I'm
tough,
like,
dude.
you were sitting
Whoa.
alone writing this.
Yeah, dude, it was tough,
Or
man.
what was that like? But
I'm
so when we
trying to
kind of
think
glazed
if,
over is so the whole Perrin thing, he gets kind of it happens off page and you have to go back in time to kind of see it. But I guess him and Rand get into a fight. I can't tell if that was on purpose so that Rand was doing the whole like, I'm going to get everybody away from me because I don't want to hurt people.
I think that was a fake out. I think it was a fake out to get them to travel somewhere so they could start scouting out. Like,
were they going to Ilion? Where were they going? I was trying to look that up before we started. That's the one part that bothers me that I feel like it's important and I can't remember.
I think they went back to, was it Carrion or the other sea name? The other sea place.
Well, they just came
Camelin.
from.
There's Camelin and
Camelin is
Carian.
another place. Yeah.
They went to one of them to basically like scout out the situation for Rand, but they wanted it to seem like Rand had just kicked them out and sent them on their way so they could sneak some people out and go start doing some side quests for them.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, that fight is supposed to be fake, but also gets like a little real.
Yes, because Perrin in his head like sees Rand and he's like, are you actually mad at me?
Yeah, like right. If I remember, he's like, did Rand just almost kill me or something? Like I said, obviously it's been a super long time, but like that's
the case.
But it kind of, because Rand's not exactly the most mentally stable person.
Well,
which I think starts to really come more and more to fruition in this book, right? Like obviously it's slowly ramping up, especially from the box, but like there's like some like, are you even real? Is any of this real moments in this book, right? It
Yes.
happens more than once in this one, right?
Yes,
Well,
and
it's that new girl who comes in who first questions him, and he's like, "Wait, what?"
Cat
Cat
Swain.
Bro,
Swain. I was
she
gonna
comes out
ask
of
you guys
nowhere,
about her.
dude, and it's clearly like kind of.
I don't know if you remember this, but when we were in Lord of Chaos, one of you guys said something about
I
a
knew
worse
it,
version
dude.
of
Yep.
Moraine, and I was
You
like,
did this, Andrew.
I
It
was
was
like,
I
Andrew.
kind of like her
Yeah.
right now. I mean,
I
even
was
though
li-
she kind of sucks, at the same time, like she's so her character that it's like
she is.
I kind of like it. You know what I
She's
mean? Like we didn't have
she's
anyone like this.
she's almost like a Joffrey or she's not that evil. Don't take this as like the evil part of it, but like she's like a Joffrey or an Umbridge where she's like fits her part so perfectly that like that's all you can think about
Well,
is like
she can't
when
be
you
too
say
evil.
Umbridge, you know exactly what you mean. No, she's not evil. She's
Yeah,
not evil.
okay.
But like I'm just saying like as a character who like fits
Yeah,
a niche so perfectly, Cat Swain is one of those like
yeah.
once you read the series, if I say this is like another Cat Swain character, you're always going to know exactly what I mean.
You know who I pictured for her? Like sometimes, dude, it'll be an actor that just randomly it just goes with that character. Sometimes it's just a made up look. For some reason, you guys watch Ted Lasso?
No.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Remember the nun lady?
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame. That's who I pictured as
Oh.
Cat Swain. And she's
Okay.
she's in Ted Lasso. She's like the owner of the football club.
Oh,
She's a
okay.
really pretty lady. But for some reason I pictured her. Anyway, yeah, she was a crazy character. And that reminds me, it was a male, it was a Black Tower dude who healed Rand. It was
Yeah.
not a
Well, yeah, it was a. He was the one who kind of turned up for sure.
which was kind of cool because everybody that was there, including Cat Swain, was like, "All right, cuz like
Yeah.
that was what's up." So I felt like that was a cool moment as well. It's kind of is the men is it stronger like that side of the power?
If I remember like the lore correctly, it's like in general, men like are stronger in the power than women or something like that. Something like that. But like women are better at certain aspects of the power versus men. There's supposed to be like some kind of like synergy harmony between the two, some stuff like that. And there's more
There's
to come with
propaganda
all of
out
it.
there, we know.
There's more to come with all of that as well, for sure.
Something that I didn't fully get, and I guess it was just Robert Jordan really using the Taviran like plot device, but Rand just deciding to go to the like enemy camp or whatever. At first I was like, where is he going? I don't understand, because at first I thought he was going to the Shido, and then he shows up and it's like Moraine's someone who's related to Moraine. And we get a tease. And it's like, oh, it's Moraine, and then it's just not Moraine. And I'm like,
yeah, that's Camelin. That's where Rand went. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then it's like, what's going on here? And
that's
then
all like
he ends up doing that whole duel.
That's all like political maneuvering. Like that's the city, if I remember correctly. That's like everybody's kind of like stabbing each other in the back constantly. It's like the game of houses, right? That's and it's like, and so he's kind of returning to that a little bit.
But I will your point, Andrew. That was hard for me to follow as well, just in the sense of like, was I supposed to know this was coming, or is this just a complete left turn? That
I didn't know these people were there. Like I think I maybe should have known that.
But even
like,
Rand just doing it,
party and stuff
seems random.
Yeah. And then
Tarviran
is just there. It's just
he does basically say like, I'm Tarviran, let's just go over here and see what happens.
Well, he seemingly does work because he ends up
it works all
the
the
Moraine
time.
girl and then the dude Dalen maybe or something. It seems like they like were kind of opposed to him, and now I feel like they're kind of on Team Rand. Like just because he showed up.
He did almost get killed though, so that Tavaran
almost got killed. So who was that? Like what happened?
That was Pattern
Fane.
Bro,
yeah,
but
with the ruby hilt dagger.
I know that, but like it seemed like other stuff was that all Pattern Fane? He created all that havoc?
Yeah. Pattern Fane
there's like a hand
dude, he's like Darth Malgus, bro. Like he's not with the Sith, but he's definitely not with the Jedi. He is wreaking havoc for everybody, bro.
That's such a
He's just doing what he wants.
He is.
Or you don't know Malgus?
I honestly I don't. I feel like I should, but
dude, Malgus is him, bro.
I feel like people who understand that, like they're like, dude, that was a great, like
you know what I'm talking about, Tom?
No, I don't know that one. Which is sad because
he's
like
from the Old Republic.
I was gonna say that's Old Republic. I got
Yeah.
at least that far, but
That's good.
yeah. But like, yeah, Paddon Fane is like his own thing at this point, which for
Yeah.
a long time took me I remember reading it and like it took me longer than it should have to like be like, oh, so he's a wild card. He's out here,
Yeah.
Joker style,
Yes.
watching the world
He's like the
burn.
Joker, bro. He really is like the Joker.
Yeah.
He was
That's
gone
reference
for a
everyone
while.
forget.
Yes.
He was gone for a while, and I remember thinking, like, I wonder where Paddon Fane's at. Oh, wait, he's here, and he's gonna stab Rand. It's like,
yeah, and I will say I don't truly understand. Like maybe it is just a Joker thing. He just wants to watch the world burn. I don't truly understand what Paddon Fane is trying to do right now. Because the thing with Rand just kind of happened upon him. He was like, "Oh shoot, let me stab him since he's here now."
I think he definitely wants to kill the Emmonsfield people.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
I think
Shatter
that's
Logan
really like
too,
his,
though, right?
Yeah.
Tainted him.
Yes. Yeah, that's where it all fell apart for him, and the dagger and everything. Way back when.
So he's got to be consumed by the dagger at this point. He's going full Gollum.
Yeah, he's full Gollum. Exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can't think of what else happened in this book that we haven't talked about.
The biggest thing we haven't talked about probably is the kin.
Oh yeah, the fake Aes Sedai.
And some of the stuff that has happened, and all the stuff that happens with them. So those are like the kin, which
what
are like
crazy pull.
failed like Aes Sedai training, basically, right?
Yeah.
And
they're
there's
the ones who don't believe that Elaine and
they're like, you're not Aes Sedai, you're children.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
you're children, and then they're like, oh my god, they actually are. What have we done?
Yeah, whoa.
And then because that's the rebel Aes Sedai are like, come with us, because the rebel Aes Sedai are like,
we need numbers.
We need them because this is the important stuff that happens in the tower. What's her face basically gets.
Dude, we didn't talk at all about her. Oh my god.
Yeah, Elida or whatever, like gets beaten up by a Dark Aja, and they're like, "You're gonna do whatever I tell you now." Yeah.
Yes, bro. Yeah. Which man, dude, when the book starts with Elida, and I loved it, bro, because it starts before she knows what happens at the end of Lord of Chaos.
Yeah.
She's sitting there thinking, "Oh, when Rand gets here, I'm gonna show him what's up." And dude, I loved when she found out that she failed. Yes. Oh man, that was great. Yep. But dude, you're right. We totally forgot about that. And there are a few other Black Aja that are exposed to us. Yeah. One of them being the
one who gets caught in the desert. Oh yeah,
Alviarin, which was it's like, damn, bro, really? You just never know. It'd be your own people sometimes.
The dark friends have friends.
They do, bro. They got friends in all places.
And it's hilarious because if like Elida tries to do the same thing that Xuan Shanche tried to do with, like, she went to a sister she thought she could trust and was like, hunt the Black Aja, and it's like, so you're like half baked.
Yeah,
Swan. Thanks for being the
appreciate
person you
your
are.
contribution.
She was really cool, I feel like, in the first couple books, and then like as you really get to know her, it's like Elida's not that cool.
Well, she just lost control. It was cool to find out though that she has visions. What's hilarious is the second we see her have a vision of Ram submitting or whatever he does in front of the Amerlin seat, I just knew for a fact that's not you, Elida. It's not you. That's Egwene, or it may not be, but I'm pretty sure that's Egwene. But it ain't you, Elida. Go on. She's still a bad Aja, though.
Elida?
I picture Elizabeth Olsen for her, bro. Isn't that crazy?
Bro, but Elida's not bad Aja.
Crazy pull.
Right?
No, bad Aja.
Oh, not like
Black
Aja.
Black.
Not Black Aja. Bad Aja.
Bad Aja.
My fault.
But yeah, so that and the kid. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Because this is one of my favorite things that Jordan does, because it shows the ignorance of the White Tower, and it shows, like, obviously the Emmonsfield people, like, they don't know anything because they're from this little backwoods village. But it's so great because between you have the Windfinders, you have the wise ones, and now you have the kin, and it's like, oh, so this organization that literally thought they were the highest authority in the entire world.
Yeah.
They're like, they don't know nothing.
You know what that smells like, and what it made. I'm so glad you said this, and what it makes me think of, the Jedi, bro. It's like a very similar thing where I'm starting to realize, oh, they are like Yoda and people that think they just know everything, and all this stuff is happening. Now, it turns out they did know about the kin,
right?
But there were things they didn't know about it, and obviously there's all this other stuff going on that, they know nothing about.
Yeah.
Um, but dude, they're kind of like the Jedi, man. They were just they got too big for their britches and thought that, they would never fail.
Yeah.
Just like Rome, guys, there's always a lesson to learn from the Roman Empire, and the White Tower did not learn it.
No.
The other thing we haven't talked about though is when they go to try and get the bowl and they get attacked.
Bowl into Forky.
That's right,
And
the golem. Oh
the
my
golem,
gosh,
and it's
the
like,
golem,
what is
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
What is this dude who's
Yeah.
like not made of anything or whatever?
Yeah.
He tries to explain
Like,
it.
Yeah,
one of
he
the
can't be
scariest
hurt by
things.
the power.
The power, yeah. I mean,
Power
that
doesn't
seems
work.
like a
He's-
problem.
Can't physically hurt him. The only thing that hurts, that fox head medallion.
It's like, what are the odds? I mean, you're telling me that's it? That's the only thing that can hurt him? And thank God.
Don't you just
we're
love?
getting
So
that.
this is a hilarious thing. So you have the that they're already Tarviran,
Mhm.
right? So like random stuff just happens. Things want to happen around them, and then Matt is also like maxed out the luck skill. So he's just super
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
Like how? Like you want to
Yeah.
talk about ass pulls? Jordan's like, I needed stuff to happen. Just make it happen. I don't
Yeah.
care. But it's
He's
all
lucky.
baked
He's
into the world.
Tarviran.
It's all baked, which to me, it's like, okay, you could look at it as him just being lazy, or you could look at it him as being a genius who's like, this stuff happens in every story you read. Let me make
Right.
it a part of this world.
Right.
Yeah, I
Like-
like it.
Yeah.
You know,
I like it too because he's already baked in the fact that Matt's like
When we forget how it ends.
honing in his ancestors or whatever and speaking different languages. So there's
Yeah.
all this stuff built in where it's just like, dude, if you pull up on Matt, you better be ready. You know?
Better
Do you remember
ready.
how it
Don't
ends,
miss.
Jesse? Where Matt is at currently? Bro, he's
No.
under a building.
Oh, that's right, dude. A building falls on him at the end.
I
That's
didn't
right.
remember that.
That's the last
The
thing you see of
Seachan
Matt.
show up as he's
Oh,
trying to
that's right.
find, dude. As soon as little boy Oliver wasn't there, I'm like,
Oliver.
Rand, I knew he was cooked, bro. I
Little
knew Matt
Oliver
was cooked. As
twist.
soon as like, all right, y'all go ahead and I'll find him. And it's like,
Oliver.
dude, Oliver might be bad, Asha. Dude, I'm it's just it's too convenient. wait.
You mean Black Aja, brother? You want to calm down over there?
Dude, y'all knew what I meant at home, everybody.
Lord help
Poor
us.
Matt.
So,
He's under building, dude. He's under
yes,
building.
Yeah.
Matt's currently under. Dude, we got to read the next book quick. He's going to suffocate in there if we don't hurry up.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I forgot the Shan
so-
Chandu just roll up. Yeah.
This
They pull
has
up
to
on
be where
game.
he
They don't
finds
care.
Daughter of Nine Moons, right? Like he needs to be with the Shan Chan so that he can find her, because I think that's who they are, right? Like she's a part of them, maybe. I feel like there's been some things dropped where someone's the Nine Moon lady, I feel like, over there. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not going to answer any of these questions because
Dude, Jesse, you
I
know
know
what I'm talking about.
answers.
I feel like she's a part of them for some reason. I feel like I
I'm not
remember
gonna
someone
answer.
saying it. Yeah.
I remember a time in one of the books where something is hinted at something about the Daughter of the Nine Moons, but I cannot remember what it was. So
think it was that
believe
one
you that it was
girl.
something to do with Sean Chan.
Remember,
Dude,
there's
every
the-
time I see their name, I think of Sheen from Jimmy Neutron.
That's hilarious.
They all look like Sheen to me.
There was one girl from the Shan Chan who, maybe in Terabon or wherever they were at before. I mean, dude, so much stuff happens. I'm like trying to even explain this, and it's just I'm losing it as I'm thinking about it. Anyway, there's someone. I swear she's a part of the Shan Chan. So, and he keeps talking about how he's never going to get married. Like I feel like that's a new thing. This book he talked about multiple times, especially after the whole Lan Nynaeve thing.
I think he picks
But-
that up after he gets that prophecy. I think he says it a few times, but it does definitely ramp up here a little bit about like not getting married and stuff. But he's like trying to be like, I'm not letting these prophecies be real.
Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah,
like his
yeah.
thought
Then at the
process.
same
'Cause,
time,
like,
he's like,
obviously-
you daughter the Nine Moons. Does that
Yeah,
mean
he's
anything
always,
to you?
always looking
Yeah.
for her, because like that's why he has the fox head medallion. Like he doesn't want these outside forces to be affecting him, even though he is so drawn into them that it's impossible for him to get out.
Yeah.
So this is more of a theory question.
Okay.
Does the Foxhead medallion stop Balefire? Like, what can it actually stop?
There's no way Tom can answer that, bro. That has to be a spoiler if it does.
Well, I mean, it's like, all right, so I know there's one point where like someone picks up something and hits him with it, maybe, And it's like,
Yes.
okay, so that, like, the medallion doesn't stop the 1 power, someone using the 1 power on something else that hits me. But, like, I'm
Yes.
assuming Balefire is the 1 power, unless if it's just like another level. I was thinking about that as freaking Mogadine just Balefires a ship, and it's like, I don't know why. I was like, all right, is this like a defeat all card? And that's why Matt's like, hey, you got to have this to Elaine, because he thinks too this will stop Balefire. You know what I mean? I was just,
Do they even know what Balefire is, though? I don't think Matt knows what Balefire is.
Does Matt know what Balefire is? Probably not.
I don't
I
think
don't
it.
think
I don't even. Yeah, I don't even know
I
if
thought
the
Lan said
girls do though.
something
I was gonna
about
say
it to
so
Nynaeve.
so Lan probably knows because of Moraine.
Yeah, Lan
But
probably knows.
but like Balefire is not something like the average Aes Sedai would know about, probably.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
'cause
thought
it's
Lan
like
Or
said
if
something to
they did
Nynaeve,
know
though.
they might. Okay, so let me rephrase that. They probably know about it, but like the idea of being able to do it is like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's so devastating that the
destroys the
bad
path.
guys and the good guys agreed not to
Well,
use it.
Kadsune literally looks at Rand and is like, don't do that again.
She said, "Don't do that
Yeah,
shit again."
don't do that.
And then he
yeah.
goes and does it like 15 minutes later. Dude,
He's just
Rand
not
is going to get a rude awakening at some point with this Balefire. He's going to accidentally delete his dad out of existence or something.
Darth Rand. That's kind of the arc you guys are in right now. Is Darth Rand is what the fandom will kind of refer to him a little bit
I
as.
mean,
Darth Rand.
I believe it, dude. Like I said, at the end of the book, it felt like he took that crown with a little too much vigor. You know,
Sure.
I was
mean, not
no longer seeing the reluctant ruler. I was seeing a
no,
guy who wanted to take some
exactly.
power.
I think that's a really good observation because you are about to get to that point where it's like accepting of responsibility and not even just accepting responsibility, but like trying to take it on and
Yeah,
like Darth Rand is about to really like
I
come through.
cannot
Turn
wait,
up.
bro.
Yeah,
I love
and
Darth Rand
like
already.
Darth Rand is something, and like I just I'm ready for you guys to read more because there's some crazy stuff that
Bro,
happens.
but what's he
Yeah.
gonna do if freaking Gollum shows up? I mean, does Balefire work on that? That's where it's like, all right, this Gollum thing, I'm curious to see more of, because I mean, that's a total wrench in the system. Because I mean, Matt's the only one with one of these amulets, so it's like there's got to be something else out there that can do something. But what? I mean, maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe the true power. That's the big thing from this book that was like, bro,
Yeah,
I don't think true power has been said before this book.
Probably
Maybe in Lord of
not.
Chaos.
if it has, it's been like it's not like it was explicitly said for sure in this one enough to where it's like, wait,
That's a whole new world where it's like, okay, who can use that? Because it sounds like true power might be stronger than one power. So I don't know.
Yeah, so
But
like
if no one can access it, it has to be OP.
yeah, so and I don't know if it even like says this directly in the books, but like that is how they accidentally like found the Dark One in the first place. Like way back when Landfear detected this power and was like, we got to get that. That is how the Dark One invaded this world. That's what broke the world. That's how we went from the super technologically advanced, like crazy society
Landfear.
to basically
Badass.
back to like a Renaissance medieval-ish kind of society.
Freaking
which, dude, there were
bro.
some things in this one, which Tom, you had said some stuff, and I know you had too, Jesse, where it's like that word feels like it should be used here. Like, and again, the only one I can remember off the top of my head, and this probably is not even a good one, like the word binder was in there, and it's like that's just such an interesting word to use. Binder. I don't know. There were a couple words when I was like, oh, I should take a picture of this, where it's like, because I know Tom in particular said like there's some like Easter egg things
There are.
people say that's like that shouldn't exist in this like sort of
Yeah,
world.
like the one that people always bring up, and like this isn't a spoiler because it's just like a little Easter egg, is like at some point there's a symbol that they find and it's the Mercedes logo because Robert Jordan liked Mercedes.
That's
so
funny.
like little things like that make its way
Yeah.
into the book, and there's definitely other stuff. I don't remember it all. I could Google it, but
Yeah.
you'll see it, especially because I have mentioned it. Like
Yeah.
when it pops out, you're gonna be like,
Yeah,
wait a second.
I remember
It
thinking
kind of
that,
reminds me of Prince of Thorns because that's like
that was a weird.
dystopian. It reminds me of the show C as well with Jason Momoa on Apple TV.
Mm.
Really good show for the most part. Everybody's blind.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
the
like
blind one.
yeah, and it's like post-apocalyptic. So when they come up like on cement,
It's like
and
Bird
stuff,
Box.
like when they see cement and stuff like that, they call it God bone and like all this they have all these different like anyway, that's a
Oh, that's
total
cool.
tangent. It's a good
Sure.
show. You should check it out. The ending's really good. But so yeah, Crown of Swords. Is there anything, Tom, that you remember that we haven't touched on, Andrew?
They somehow get the bowl. So all this other stuff gets stolen.
Yeah, that was
And
important.
somehow the bowl of all things is still there. Thank God.
But they can't use it yet. They got to like study it for 10 days or some crap.
They got to
They
figure
just
out how to
left. They
use
left
it.
to
Yeah.
go to the outer fields, and they left Oliver and Matt to get
The good old
cooked.
bowl of the winds.
The bowl of the winds.
It's gonna be hot
We
forever.
haven't even used it yet. Yeah, we're never fixing the weather.
No.
I just don't get why that's that important.
The only other thing I will mention is just like, and I kind of already said it with Darth Rand, but like at the very beginning of this book, and he's just like memorizing the face of every woman that died for him.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was tough.
Yeah.
And you keep mentioning that. You keep mentioning like Rand really is not taking this stuff well. Like this is
not taking it well, man. He's not.
He balefires that eye yield that's in Shatter Logoth that like they left. That was still there.
Oh, that's right, because she's also corrupted.
He's getting ate up inside, man. It's not good.
I feel like he was saving her though, like right, like he balefired her because
I think that was his idea in his mind. Was like just getting her out of this place
because she just touched the mist or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rand's having a bad time.
Rand's having a bad time. He's on he's going from Anakin to Darth Vader arc. So yeah, I'm excited to continue this series. I don't know when we'll jump into it. Just so you know, Tom, we're probably going to jump into Empire of Silence pretty soon.
Oh,
we'll be excited to talk with you about that as we go.
He commented. He saw through the video.
So yeah, but I do still want to, like, we're finishing this series this year, no doubt. Hopefully before the first half of the year is up, like if I have it my way. Especially since, again, even though these books are supposed to be a slog, I mean, the next 3 are all like, so I think like they look like the smallest books in the series. So
I think they are all maybe not the shortest, but they are all a significantly smaller page count than like the ones right before it and the ones after it. So
right. So yeah, I'm continuing to keep going. Obviously, Tom, we really appreciate you doing with us every time.
Always a great time.
And dude, if we didn't have you here, there's so many things you brought up that I didn't even think about or remember. So it's fun fleshing it all out. But yeah, unsubscribe, drop a thumbs down, and we'll see you on the next one.